Making art is a solitary endeavor. We spend our time alone in our studios working out our ideas and problem solving alone. So what does it mean to make art with other people, to make collaborative art? What does that process look like? That was the question I was both trying to answer for myself and document for others when I traveled to northern Saskatchewan in the summer of 2024 for the Emma International Collaboration. Could collaboration be as simple as what longtime Emma attendee Arthur Perlett told me before I left? You put a squiggly thing on someone else's squiggly thing?
It's a series of events that comes to something like this. Emma was made by everyone. It just developed into its own entity. It fed everyone, and it just, went out and sent this ripple around the world that connected people in a way. It was in a way to exchange knowledge with each other and friendship and creativity. And
damn, this thing is good.
It'd send you back to your studio rejuvenated.
What is Emma? How would you answer that question?
Really, it's a challenge to explain to people, but it's one of those experiences that, you put it into words and it just sounds like, just a bunch of artists getting together, which, yes, technically it is, but it's so much more than that. It really is. There's an energy that's created.
I think for me, Emma is an intangible bubble of safety and understanding and shared passion and shared creativity and enthusiasm that, it's hard to explain to other people.
Well, I think you want people to come and experience it and come up with their own interpretation of what Emma is to them. But it's a maker's paradise. Because of that collaborative nature. It's a tribe. It's a special tribe that gathers once every 2 years to be together and share. The making almost becomes secondary in the end because of the community.
I often lead up to the event thinking I should have ideas of what I want to do. Whenever I start to crunch on it, it feels wrong, and I don't give it the energy, and it doesn't happen. And when I'm here, I'm always reminded and thankful of that because the ideas come from this place and these people.
I never intended on actually making anything at Emma. My role was to be the fly on the wall, the observer. But I am by nature a maker, and I could not resist the gravitational pull of making something. Almost upon arriving at Emma, I was attracted to a large metal disc-like thing with plastic bristles from the parts pile, and I proceeded to bend it like a pair of football shoulder pads. And I did this with the help of English blacksmith Adrian Legg, who in my first experience with collaboration taught me how to use a flywheel press for the bending process. And then I passed it off to someone else who expressed an interest, and a collaboration was born. A magical process that, for all my worries and fears of how this thing called collaboration worked, was effortless.
So what do you think? You want the curve to follow? You see how it's a little more severe than the underlining?
I don't really have a problem with it being a little bit more severe.
It's just a matter of whether they look more like they're separate elements that were scavenged and brought together, or whether it looks like it was really made to go together.
Oh, good question.
Are we post-apocalyptic glamour scavengers?
Yes.
Emma is a wonderful mayhem that is difficult to put into words. But the one thing I will take home with me from this event is that collaboration is not only a wonderful way to make art, it is a wonderful way to connect with other human beings.
I come here and this idea of I've got 5 days to make a bunch of art is sort of overwhelming at first. So I take it slow. I look at what materials I have and who's around and who's doing what. I really like starting from there's the parts pile. And for me, like this is too high paced for like starting from scratch. So I kind of looked for objects that like speak to me and see how I can try to transform them into something. I've collected a couple of things. I've got this beautiful trumpet case from a vintage trumpet case that I found that I gutted, and I'm gonna make I'm big on reliquaries. So I'm thinking about making a toolkit for surviving the modern age, and it's going to be filled with these kind of custom nooks for these small abstract tool objects.
I'm making them for the survival kit because they're about sitting down and having a face-to-face, in-person connection moment.
Cool. So you come to me yesterday afternoon,
Right.
with a fucking drum.
With a fucking drum.
There was a whole drum kit
Yeah.
in the parts pile.
Right. And I grabbed one.
You grabbed one of them and you said, "Hey, split this drum in half.
We're going to take a drum and we're going to de-drum it and we're going to make it into a table." So we don't know if it's going to have drummy looking legs, if it's going to have big beefy legs. It could end up with spider legs. That's the thing about collab. You present your concept to somebody, and I've learned after so many collabs that if you put too many constraints on them, it's not that fun for them. It's not that fun for you because it's not going to end up looking like you thought. So it's much more fun to just go to somebody who's really good at what they do and say, "Hey, this is my idea. This is what we're going to do. Could you put legs on it?" And then let them go. You had the brilliant idea of, well, let's keep it a drum, so let's put the drum in the middle of the table so you can play the drum. Oh my God, it's fucking brilliant. And I wouldn't have thought of that myself.
No idea at Emma is too wacky. In fact, laughter, silliness, and outrageousness are encouraged. Emma is truly a world that taps into your inner child. It allows you to go back to a time and place where you could play and be creative with no consequences, no inhibitions, and no self-consciousness. Pieces get finished or not, outcomes are not nearly as important as the journey of making something with somebody else, and often your only contribution on a project is just to be a part of the conversation.
There's a group of people that are making a huge spinning wheel. It was like a wheel of fortune, and then I said something about like, oh, how about wheel like unfortunate
I heard that conversation last night.
Yeah.
And I just heard a snippet of it.
So yeah, a couple of people I was talking to were like, oh, that's a great idea. We could do all kinds of terrible things. That it would be a mixture of fortunate and unfortunate things on the wheel. So I don't know if I'll be involved with that piece any more than suggesting the unfortunate part. We'll see.
But for all the wackiness, the depth and intelligence of the ideas at Emma can be amazing.
That's how you get to Emma, like that paper.
Yeah,
Exactly. Right there. That'll be interpreted into here.
One group of artists built a piece mapping all of the Emma-inspired collaborative events around the world called Ripple. And it was based on the concept of ancient Polynesian stick maps.
This is also about just an aesthetic object that we're creating. Yeah, sure. And this is the world as we know it. Yeah.
I've named all these pieces in my own head because I need a way to separate them. They bear no relationships to what you're actually going to call it, but I call it the beast because it looks all-consuming.
I think that's a great name for it. I mean, it's really, again, not knowing of what I get involved with here. You know, it's exciting and a little scary.
I went to the parts pile. I've been sort of, as I mentioned, sometimes they tread water on the first day, so I found this, and I think it's going to work for a wall piece. It has sort of a nice flat back. Talked with a few people up on the stage, and we're going to sort of work out a theme that everyone has to, everyone sort of adheres to. The first step in this process is me just sort of cleaning this thing up, making it a little better than it is.
What about a crank? You know, what about something that makes something over here move? Could we do that?
So we started sort of playing around with this idea, and we started out with, you know, just simple, kind of what we see in here, and then of course you're talking, having a conversation, and you're saying, wait a second, all we really need is a flat area up here with these pins, and we want it to look nice, right? Not just a piece of plywood. So we take a piece of poplar to the lathe, and then turn these sort of weathered looking pieces with grooves in them. So this will now sync up and do the gearing, sort of the gearing that we have in the book here. And we're working on brackets right now, but what will happen is this will go in here. Roughly, this is roughly, you know, Josh is over fabbing up some brackets that sort of sit right here.
You know, one crank turned into two, and then all of a sudden, what if we could get motion in every single space?
Now, and then let me show you from this end, so what will happen. So the crank will be down here, and it's long enough so it does not hit the wall behind. And then this will sync up here, and we'll have a rod coming out of the center of this down to the bottom, and that gives us a pulley system. We'll have to install pulleys, but that gives us a system that will pull stuff left and right. But it will also pull, this system here will pull pieces up and down. So we don't yet know what those pieces will be, but that's part of this. You know, we kind of as we go along, we know a bit more each day.
You think it's an old traveling cage? It has a lid to it.
Yeah. I put it back over.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Oh, that's good.
Kind of different with all those compartments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It was like a salesman cage.
So where's the head from Operation going?
It was painted blue though. Right here. That sounds good, Russell.
Yeah, that was my vision.
Yeah.
It's hard work, you know. You think people will take a vacation and they go and they just relax and do nothing for vacation. I want to go to collab and work my ass off and giggle and make weird shit and make beautiful shit and go home and collapse and go back to work like a shell of a human being.
I came here not expecting to do any work. I thought it would be ridiculous to try and document this event and have these conversations and not make anything.
But if you didn't make anything, you would not understand the collaboration.